escape the pressure. And Ray Jr. with the biggest sack of his career. And the Panthers turn it over on downs. 3:44 away for Prairie View as they begin to feel it here on the home side.
Well, if you're Alabama State, good news is you still got 2 timeouts. You got to make a stop here on defense if you're the Hornets. This game is still not over. Here is the give to Caleb Johnson. What they can't do is give up a first down, and Caleb Johnson on first down, I believe, may have gotten a first down. They say he is down at the 48-yard line. So Johnson's knee was down at the 48. The clock ticks, 3:24 remaining, and the ticking gets louder for Alabama State.
Caleb Johnson, 16 carries, 95 yards this afternoon.
Second down. And 1.
(21-7) our score. Second down and 1 here for the Panthers. They give it to Caleb Johnson again, and he is going to be close to the first down. They will call it for progress down at the 50-yard line, and the Panthers get a fresh set of downs with 2:45 left to go in this game.
Coach Eddie Robinson still holding on to those 2 timeouts.
Alcorn State University up 28-21. You're looking live at Jackson, Mississippi. Alcorn hoping that Alabama State has a miracle left in them as they are up by a touchdown with 51 seconds left in the third quarter.
Alabama State can somehow pull off a miracle and Alcorn State can hang on against Jackson, then the Braves would head to the championship game, but right now it's looking kind of dire for Alcorn State.
And a good defensive play for the Alabama State Hornets. They're on first down. Gang tackle.
On the tackle for the Hornets, number 6.
Adrian Maddox,
Alabama State,
as well as Mickey Victor in on the tackle. And Alabama State takes their second timeout of the half with 2 minutes remaining. It's second down and 9 here.
If I ain't a young shiner, then what do you call that? Be mad, texting in all caps, beat all day, laying down, weight cap, over here, drills, filling the building, the weight cap.
Jackson State has just scored in the ball game. It is now tied at 28 with 45 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play. So I tell you what, this that Alcorn and Jackson game in the Soul Bowl is getting even more exciting.
A lot to play for there, regardless of the score, regardless of the situation. Big rivalry game in the state of Mississippi.
Bragging rights for the SIP, absolute. Meanwhile, back here in Prairie View, the Panthers trying to close out any hope for Alcorn, and Alabama State hoping for a miracle. Caleb Johnson tackled after a gain of just 1 yard on the play. The tackle made by Kelvin Stokes, the defensive lineman from Millbrook, Alabama. And Alabama State will take their final timeout. 1:55 remaining. So again, I've seen crazier things happen with less time remaining. So, there's never say never.
But for Alcorn, for Alcorn. For Prairie View here, what they have to do, 1:55 to go, just run the football, take another 40 seconds off the clock. If you don't pick up the first down, you punt it away. Alabama State's going to get the football likely inside their own 20-yard line, needing 2 touchdowns with about a minute 10 to work with. So if I'm Bubba McDowell here, I keep the football on the ground with Caleb Johnson. Young man, hold the football with 2 hands. If you pick up a first down, great. If not, then you don't have to worry about it.
Here is the give to Caleb Johnson, and he is swarmed at the 50. So now the clock will run 1:43 and counting. We have a tied ball game between Alcorn and Jackson. And of course, On the extreme outside looking in is Grambling, hoping that both Prairie View and Alcorn lose.
And, of course, if Prairie View holds on for this final minute and a half, they will take on Florida A&M in 2 weeks. They met earlier this season, and Florida A&M dominated that football game, winning 45-7 in that matchup. And it was a complete domination by Florida A&M. But once you see a team for a second time, you can have a better outlook. I think it will be a great matchup between these two ball clubs if that's what it comes to.
The second half. 30-second timeout.
All right, player of the game for the Prairie View A&M Panthers, it is Caleb Johnson. He is our Gatorade player of the game.
Yeah, Caleb Johnson came in, a transfer from Mississippi Valley, 14 carries, 77 yards on the game, average over 5.5 yards per carry here this afternoon. He has been outstanding. He has been the bell cow so far for Prairie View here this afternoon. The graduate student coming up big in a big-time game.
And Prairie View called their second timeout of the half. They wanted to talk about things here because they will punt the football away to the Hornets here. And one of the things that they had to talk about is Robert McMinn. He is electric. We saw him return a kick for a touchdown against Alabama A&M in the Magic City Classic. Can McMinn have some magic back in his life? And he calls a fair catch, and you said it, inside the 20-yard line. Right at about the 19, maybe the 18-yard line. And so they've got to go with 82 yards now to pay dirt. And then if they do that, they have to hope to get the ball back all in 57 seconds.
Well, if they pull this out, this will be the miracle of all miracles. So we'll see what Damon Stewart has up his sleeve. He's had a good game this afternoon, 24-33, 290 yards, 1 touchdown, but he's taken a couple of big sacks in critical moments, had the big fumble when they were driving, looking to score that put them behind the 8 ball. So we'll see what Alabama State can do here, 82 yards away.
Also a missed field goal in the ball game as well. Stewart looking. Keyshawn Johnson, it's incomplete. And luckily, that only took 6 seconds off the clock. Now, the other thing you have to think about, if you're Alabama State, you still need to get a first down. If you don't get a big play, if you don't get the big plays, you still have to at least get a first down.
Of course, Keyshawn Johnson has been their big-time target here this afternoon. 9 receptions, 92 yards. Got shaken up earlier in the quarter, came back in.
Second down now for the Panthers. Nice flick by the wide receiver, Tyree Saunders. He got it out to Jawan Howell, the graduate student from Lynette, Alabama. What an incredible play by Saunders.
I'm not sure if this was a design hook and ladder, but that's exactly what it turned out to be. The catch and then the flip, and that gets Alabama State down to the Prairie View 34, 41 seconds to go. So the Hornets need to try to score quickly and then set up for an onside kick.
Stewart looking for another big play, going deep into the end zone. It is out of the reach of everyone, and it's second down. There were 3 or 4 white shirts around it.
Number 83, Will Sparks.
Talk about a heads-up play by Tyree Saunders, and he had to come off the field as he was shaken up after the hit.
Yeah, that was a big hit that he took, but the presence of mind to flip the football back to Howell, outstanding.
Saunders now back into the football game.
Second down and 10. Hornets.
Stewart looking, passing, complete. Will Sparks, the sophomore, gets the big catch inside the 20 to the 16, 25 seconds remaining.
Now they have to spike it, and then they can set up. So they need to get a touchdown within the next 2 plays have any realistic chance of having enough time for an onside kick. Only 21 seconds left, so these throws have to go into the end zone now.
Well, if you're Alabama State, you're thinking about an old Clark Sisters song, I'm Looking for a Miracle.
Let me hear you hit the high note.
Absolutely not. It's second down for the Hornets. Stewart looking into the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama State.
Touchdown, Alabama State.
That was too easy.
Davis good. Complete. Making the catch.
Saunders, with the touchdown catch, he was responsible for the flip earlier in the drive that got them the big play that they needed, and now he gets the touchdown.
You mentioned one job earlier. Prairie View had one job, was to defend the end zone, not let a receiver get over the top. And he was able to do that in 5 seconds. So here comes the extra point attempt to make it a 7-point game.
The extra point try is up, and it is good. So now the Hornets trail by just a touchdown with 16 seconds remaining and the all-important onside kick coming up. Let's look at Stewart one more time to the pass to Saunders.
Yeah, Saunders just beat the cornerback one-on-one. Looks like he was expecting safety help over the top from Jawan Lewis. But Lewis was not there to help.
And now if you're a special teams coordinator, this is definitely one of those things where you get indigestion. If you're Prairie View, you're telling your guys, fall on the football.
Incredible drive by Alabama State.
You think Alcorn is looking at this finish?
Nobody said it would be easy. 6-play, 82-yard drive for Alabama State. Took 41 seconds.
The Hands team is on the field for Prairie View. Spiller Bloomfield to the left, or to the bottom of your screen. Huge onside kick. This one goes to Prairie View. The ball is on the ground. Ball is on the ground. Did Prairie View recover, or did Alabama State get the football?
I think the Panthers recovered, but they nearly gave everyone in this stadium a heart attack.
The Panthers have recovered the football, and they are one play away from becoming the SWAC West Divisional Champions.
Watch this ball bounce off the hands of the up man. It is loose. Alabama State had an opportunity, still rolling on the ground. You see who came up with the football.
And Bubba McDowell has just been showered with Gatorade. And the Panthers line up in victory formation. The snap, and the Prairie View A&M Panthers are your 2023 Southwestern Athletic Conference Western Division champions. They will go on to face Florida A&M in the SWAC championship game next Saturday in Tallahassee.
You see the embrace at midfield, two old teammates, Coach Eddie Robinson Jr., Coach Bubba McDowell, sharing their pleasantries. And Prairie View A&M, for the second time in 3 years, will head to the SWAC championship game, this time under head coach Bubba McDowell in only his second season on the hill. Gets the Panthers back to a shot at glory.
So December the 2nd in Tallahassee, it'll be Prairie View A&M, the SWAC Western Division champions, against the Florida A&M Rattlers out of the East. What a game here at Prairie View.
Well, the Panthers controlled this game defensively, had that early 7-0 lead on the special teams mistake by Alabama State. Rushed the football outstanding this afternoon against the best rushing defense in the SWAC, and comes out with a huge win that's going to send them to the championship game.
Well, all of the other games now are for pride. The Soul Bowl between Alcorn and Jackson, and the Bayou Classic next weekend in New Orleans. It's all for pride on those games. Prairie View, they had one job, and they did it. 21-14 the final, Ken.
See the upcoming games, Florida A&M versus Prairie View in the SWAC championship game. You got the Bayou Classic coming up next week between Grambling and Southern. That one's always important. But the most important thing this afternoon, the Prairie View Panthers win the SWAC West as they get ready to head to Tallahassee in 2 weeks.
Been a pleasure once again, partners. So for Ken Moore, I'm Santoria Black saying so long from Prairie View, where the final score is Prairie View winning the SWAC West 21-14 over Alabama State. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.